If you've never heard of Hole in the Rock Trail, that's kind of the point. It's one of those places that takes real effort to get to, and that effort is exactly what makes it worth it. This trail is about 80 miles of dirt and rock that cut straight through the Utah desert, ending up at Lake Powell. There's no gas stations, no cell service, no guardrails. We drove the whole thing, including a stretch that most people don't even know exists. And somewhere in the middle of it, things went sideways. This is Slow-Mo 2026. We did the Hole in the Rock Trail, and before the video's over, I'm going to tell you exactly why 250 pioneers in 1879 thought it was a good idea to blast through solid rock cliff to the Colorado River, and why it might be one of the most underrated drives in Utah.
You could at least start the morning out.
I was gonna say, Girl, you gonna be stinky.
The Cliff family?
They're so close. So this year for Slow-Mo, we decided to do Hole in the Rock on the east side of Lake Powell. It was trailblazed by the pioneers that were trying to settle the area. They had one crew coming in from the east and then another crew coming in from the west. And they were trying to find a place to cross the river, the Colorado River at the time.
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
I know a lot of us.
Sorry.
Oh, wait, just so we understand, you're the one that's doing all the talking. We don't have to talk. You're going to introduce us?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you put on the spot.
Dave Bowen and I probably knew each other the longest out of everybody here, but we didn't know each other because we weren't friends. But we knew each other all through high school and stuff. It wasn't until after I sold him something on my side-by-side and connected the dots.
Nice.
But anyway, so Dave Bowen, my wife Kirsten, Sarah, what's your last name?
Johnson.
Johnson. And then Alex, right?
We won't remember last name.
Bob Mazzotti's from California. You got Hot Carl.
Oh,
He's from Vegas with his wife Heather.
He's taking shirt donations.
And
I already got him.
and their daughter Taylor. And then we got Bryce and Cove. Cove just turned 11. I have a happy birthday tonight.
Yay!
Happy birthday!
And then Ivan. Ivan's like the Hole in the Rock expert in everything. We got Jairus, Kirsten.
You're Kristen. Kirsten.
Oh, that's gonna go.
I know.
That was my struggle.
And we got Andy Gordon from Huntington.
Yep.
And I'm Huntington. And we have Travis and Cassie Olson, Troy and Donnell Haddow, Callie Jepson, Carter, Cliff, and Ryan Beck Broman. Just really just Broman, really. Carter, his mom Mindy, and then Jackson.
This is who?
Oh, I'm sorry, Cannon.
Dude, you missed
No.
Oh, nice.
But really, this means a lot to me. I know you guys all know my story, but all you guys are like really cool friends of mine. And I have a bunch of other ones, but they're not cool enough to come to this. Right, Mindy?
That's right.
Mindy's one of the OG slow-mos. Fifth. This is our fifth slow-mo. Our very first one was Salt Lake. We met at the Maverick over by the prison, and then we went to Moab, all back roads. And that's why it's called slow-mo, Salt Lake to Moab. And then we've done some Escalantes. We did Powell Point. We've gone down through the San Rafael Swell. We've gone all the way over into Capitol Reef. And now this one. So we've done a lot. We've covered pretty much the entire southern half of the state on slow-mos. But so thank you. I know it was a long travel for a lot of you guys, but I appreciate it. And we're gonna have a blast. Ivan's gonna show us some cool stuff, take us out to some history points and whatnot. We have.
Quit licking the window, would you? Exactly.
It looks like we got probably 6 or 7 side-by-sides, and the other half are Jeeps. I know we try to keep up, but sometimes the side-by-sides can go faster and have more fun than we can.
We'll just hit the dirt road here and we'll go up. We'll just stay on the road. We're going to come past a machine we call the half track. And that's an old, when they used to mine off the Rincon, that was one of their coal rigs that they used to do to transport, or not coal, but their people down and do the rigs and stuff. So that, but it just got left and it just got cannibalized. But anyway, you'll see that half track. And it's they call it a half track because the back two tires had a track on them at the road like a snow machine, and then the front ones were real rubber tires. So, and then from there, it'll go all the way up down through the Dugway, Knockeye Dome, Dugway, and then we'll take another ride off that. But we'll just wait. We'll wait there for make sure everybody gets through that spot.
Ivan. So this is the first time I'd ever met Ivan. I knew him through Andy and Jairus Glover. Apparently obviously he's very familiar with the trail. He lives in Blanding, Utah. He does the trail often. So he knows all of the history points, all of the obstacles. He knows it like the back of his hand. He volunteered to take us in. He was in a side-by-side along with some of his friends, and I don't think they anticipated the Jeeps going so slow, because the first day he wanted us to hit the end of the trail and then go back and do the Redcon at Lake Powell and then go back to camp. But by day 2 came, we hit the Rincon, and we weren't able to do the other trail unless you were in a side-by-side. You could buzz out there real quick. But so I think we were a little slower than he anticipated, but we were definitely fun, and we had a blast.
So before I get into what it's actually like to drive this thing, I want to back up and tell you why it exists in the first place. Because once you know the story, every mile of this road hits a little different. Back in 1879, a group of Mormon pioneers, somewhere around 250 men, women, and children, got a calling from their church leadership to go and settle a remote part of southeastern Utah. We're talking over 80 plus wagons and over 1,000 head of livestock, and basically no real road to get there. They picked what they thought was a shortcut through Escalante instead of the long way around. Bad idea, but in hindsight, they didn't know that yet. They're cruising along fine for the first 60-some miles, and then they hit a wall. Literally, a 1,200-foot drop straight down to the Colorado River. No way down, no way around. Winter's coming, and they're stuck. So what do? They find a narrow crack in the cliff face, barely wide enough to squeeze through, and they decide, that's our way down. For 6 weeks, they're out there with picks, chisels, blasting powder, carving a road into solid rock. A 40-foot drop-off at the end, they finally cut their way completely through. They basically bolted a road onto the side of a cliff, wedging logs, rocks, into the wall to widen it long enough for a wagon wheel. They called it Hole in the Rock. And on January 26th of 1880, they actually pulled it off. 40 wagons lowered down through the crack to the river. Somehow, nobody died. 2 babies were actually born on the trail. And that was only their halfway point. After the river, they still had months of slick rock and canyon country before they reached Bluff, Utah, about 6 months after leaving home. The wild part? They only used this route for about a year before they found an easier crossing. All of that work, all of the blasting, basically for 1 winter's worth of use. And here's what gets me. A big chunk of that original river crossing is now underwater. Lake Powell covers it up. So when you're standing at the edge looking down, you're only seeing part of what they built. That's the history. Now let's talk about what it's like to be here today. A lot of these trails that we're going on right now are exactly where those wagons went. It's rocky, it's rough, and a lot of times off camber. And we're in aired down rubber tires. Really puts it in perspective of how dedicated these guys were to go down these trails in wagons. Even in our over-capable rigs for this trail, anything can happen. And whenever you hear this sound, The day just gets longer. There's one thing that's certain. If you spend a lot of time outdoors, rock crawling, at some point things are going to break. But with this group of people, there's not much that we can't get fixed. And you're going to see that later on in this video. Because unfortunately for us, this was just the beginning.
over, just kind of turn back and forth. It'll probably walk before you get to it.
Okay. Remember when I said wait till later and things are gonna get worse? Well, this is worse.
Yeah, like let's have him.
Well, I'll have to actually rewind. About October-ish, I found out that I had my steering box had punched a hole through my frame, so I fixed it. And then on this trail, while I was doing an obstacle, it was a pretty off-camber obstacle, put a little bind on it, and it sheared one of the steering box bolts. And then, you know,
the one going downhill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cut to
And then as we were going up the next day on another obstacle, it got under another bind, and I sheared two of them off. One of them, or both, caused the whole steering box to jam into the motor. What happened was, as it jammed into the motor, it destroyed my coolant elbow. So I just dumped all my fluids out right there. So we were able to get it back to camp, which was only about a mile. Overheated several times. We just stopped, let it cool down, made a couple 100 feet, and stopped, let it cool down.
Who wants to break down what happened? Or tell us what happened?
He had broke a bolt earlier today in the power steering box, and we fixed that, got it. And when he was coming up, the front tire was binding up right in that corner, and it just popped. It popped bolts, and it sent the power steering box into the coolant line that goes into the engine.
Can you get the bolt out of the back of the box then or no?
Jeez.
Yeah, you could. Probably have one.
That one longer here.
That's like nothing. This and we were sitting right there. He didn't hardly even start to push.
Yeah. My scrambler, but I saved some metal off the scrambler, and I'm gonna sit and practice in my garage welding with it just so I can get a feel for it and stuff, you know. But
After about 45 minutes, we were finally able to get it to the point where we could roll it straight and safe. The trail up ahead was mainly just an offshoot that we were going to go and check out before returning back to camp. So, the The people up front decided to keep going. The people in the back, we decided to stay with Bruce and make sure that we were able to get him back to camp safely so we could start getting to work.
Oh, baby.
That's the stuff. Oh, he's recording.
Do you need another light? Can we hold it? We've got to hold it.
After a very long day on the trail and a very long evening working on the Jeep, we're finally able to decompress, relax, and hang out next to the campfire. And truthfully, even though we just went through an amazing trail through Utah, this campfire scene is going to be what we remember the most as time goes by.
With our discount, it might be
So our plan of attack for day 2, we're going to head all the way down to the Rincon Trail. We're going to make it to Lake Powell, go swimming, and make it back to campsite, all in one piece, hopefully. If you've noticed, we've been doing a lot of climbing. And yes, our end goal for today is to get to Lake Powell and back. Well, if we climb up the hill, at some point, we're going to have to start going down. And that's going to be coming up pretty quick and probably be one of the most sketchy spots of the entire trip.
Hard down, hard. There you go. Is a little off camber, and there's some big holes that are right up around the corner right up here in this cut. Now, there's a big huge hole that's on the left side or the right side, the passenger side as you're coming up to it. probably wouldn't hurt to have a spotter standing there, kind of guiding you away. The razors are going to be able to see it fine, no problem, but the bigger rigs, looking over your hood and judging where that hole is at, it's a little bit more trickier.
We finally made it to the top of the basin, which means we are now on the Rincon Trail, and we are headed straight downhill 1,000 feet to make it down to Lake Powell.
I'm gonna need you to spot me through here. This shit's narrow as hell.
Now this section of the trail, we're on the side of a cliff. You really don't want to make any mistakes. So I'm actually using my video camera as more of a spotting guide to make sure that we're not hitting any rocks and bouncing off to the side. Technically, this is not a hard part of the trail, but the consequences are huge. As long as you take your time and you're going a little bit slower, you're going to be alright. But be sure to ask for a spot when you need it. This trail is extremely narrow, and there's a couple rocks up here that you cannot go up and over. So let's go over your options. Scrape the wheel a little bit, maybe hit your mirror and take some body damage, or take your chances with the cliff. I'm going to get pretty close to that rock. After the tight squeeze and a quick hairpin turn, you're pretty much home free to Lake Powell.
Let me get my drink first. And then you can send it.
All right, let's see it. Yep. They're not coming up. There they are. Reaching the lake officially marks our halfway point on the entire trail. 35 miles out to the Rincon, 5 miles down to the lake, 5 miles back, and then another 35 all the way back to the trailhead. So that means everything that we just went down, we gotta make our way back up. Hey, we've got a problem back here. Troy's broken down. Right when we think that everything's going well, and we're almost back to the camp, literally within about 15 feet of where Bruce broke down yesterday, Troy breaks in the exact same spot.
Then bring it back in. At base camp, camping or where the train?
What are your thoughts?
You know, the thingamajig right there, it definitely snapped off from the calibration box, and you know, it's just no good.
I blame AI.
I blame the Russians. I think they got us.
What kind of stuff? I mean, what would you need out of here?
Don't be recording me.
Because there's no way to fix this. You have to get a new part.
Okay.
And we're a minimum of at least 6 hours on a good day. 7 hours from the nearest town.
Oh,
It
yeah.
would have a part.
Yeah, I say Blanding would not have this part.
That's probably where we'd have to go. Is Moab.
From right here, Moab 7 hours.
6 or 7.
Because we're 4 hours, give or take, to the trend, just to the beginning.
They said he's out here all the time.
Is he?
I'm sure it would cost a lot of money.
It would cost you
If it were me, I would just take
No.
a couple of days off work and just.
Yeah.
Problem is, I can't take Tuesday and Wednesday off because my coworker's off. We'll have nobody in the shop.
Okay, so let's think about this for a sec. We have to get it down to a place where it's not blocking anything.
Well, or back. If we get
Or
it in
back?
this right here, I would go back because
How
it's
far?
flat and everybody can pass
And you
right
can
there.
tuck it back there too.
can tuck it back in there.
Can't steer it though. You have to push the tires with you.
That's okay. It'll probably naturally kind of steer because it's in a V
Yeah.
anyways.
It kind of will.
It'll kind of naturally steer itself. And then,
Nobody has a welder here?
No.
I didn't even think to bring mine.
Can I see if Carl should come back with his welder? They're not that
Carl doesn't have
Carl didn't bring
He
it.
didn't bring it.
He did.
No, he didn't.
He did it.
No.
Someone
talk-
said they had one.
He does, but everyone
does.
has one, but nobody brought one.
I didn't even think about bringing it.
All that you're recording right now.
No, that's why I'm recording.
But I cussed.
I mean,
Stop
like it'd be
it!
easy.
Darn it.
Take one off. Get it.
For mine it was. I had to get a custom one from the shop.
Yeah, that thing's tapered on there. It's pretty nasty. You got to get a really good puller that you can put some leverage on.
You got to do about 240 pounds of torque just to put it on.
It
Correct?
has a polar. Minutes.
So good news, bad news.
What's the bad news?
We're gonna have to go to Moab to grab parts, and they're gonna leave their car here for the next few days, probably.
Real bad news.
Go ahead, Bruce.
rocks under the tires.
Huh?
He threw rocks under the tire and that bound it up.
Going. Good. Good.
Pretty good ingenuity. How do we feel?
Sad.
Don't come out right when we finish. Jeez.
Sorry.
We're gonna have to, unless Ranch is coming here, which would be ideal. Like if he could come tonight, and then we meet him at the ranch, at the staging area, and come in here to get it. That would be ideal.
See if he
If
can
he's
bring
unable-
a couple extra bolt. If he's coming, have him get stuff for yours too.
Yeah.
True.
If he's coming, okay, make sure that he gets the right Pitman puller, the same one that Alex had.
Say that again.
The puller is the same one that they got for Alex the second time, because they got the wrong one the first time.
Okay.
We don't want him to come in here with the wrong one.
So where is that one?
It's just the biggest one.
He'll know.
He'll know. He changed yours.
Yeah. He'll know.
Allowed on here each weekend.
I know,
And we've already
but
used both.
you know my
To what?
luck.
Broken machines.
Oh, really? Really?
After that, it's
That's
like-
good. Okay. Well, now that we know we can't, we won't. So.
Let's ask Aspen. Aspen, if you could hump a leg, whose leg would you want to hump?
Don't look at me. Just look at me. I don't like that.
I've never seen a girl dog hump so many people.
I had a friend that had 4 of those. 3 females and a male, and they all just went around helping each other.
Like, let's think of like the anatomy there. What's the pleasure on that thing?
It's the breed. Which way is easier down? This one or that one? I thought it was that
Oh.
one.
I'm trying to let the skin loose.
That's what they're humping. That's
Carl
Are
and
you recording?
Taylor.
No, I did not.
Hey, Ray, Sarah. You gotta understand something. Okay? First off, just between Jackson and everybody else.
I mean, I don't know if it has to be fast.
Are you gonna marry him?
That was way too soon.
I'm just kidding. Have you guys kids?
Oh yeah.
You like him? You can be honest with me.
I wouldn't have come on this trip if I didn't. But...
So you gotta make sure you have the right socket for that nut.
All right, so let's catch up to speed and see what's actually going on. Thankfully, we had a Starlink, so we were able to communicate with people back in service who were actually able to help and grab some spare parts. Ranch Pratt from bestoffroad.com drove all the way from Salt Lake down to Moab to deliver some extra parts and pullers that we needed to get all of the current broken pieces off of the vehicle. However, we also needed working parts, so that's where he was able to get in touch with legend Dan Mick down in Moab, and we were able to get a takeoff of a Gladiator down there. From that point, we were able to get that basically Ubered over to Blanding to Ivan's son. Ivan is our trail leader. Ivan's son then drove all the way up because he was already headed to Lake Powell to work on a boat. He drove up to the trailhead to where we stayed on the opening night. From there, we had 2 guys on side-by-sides drive all the way back to the opening trailhead. Picked up the parts, drove all the way back, and we were able to get that Jeep out the very next day, instead of having to wait for multiple days of getting the right pieces and people down there. So, that makes one problem fixed. However, Bruce's Jeep was still broken. They were able to get some JB Weld and do the best that they could. However, it wasn't holding and his vehicle was still overheating. So, for the 20+ mile journey back to the trailer, we still needed to tow him back. But I'll tell you this is one great group to get stuck with. And obviously, none of this compares to what the original pioneers had to face. But one thing is for sure, if you're going to go on this trail in the 1800s or in the 2000s, you need to be resilient and resourceful.
No, this is the first time that I've ever done the trail, and to be honest with you, there's no one else I'd rather do it with the people that went. Yeah, so my wife and family have not missed a slow-mo. And then I was surrounded by the best people in the world, you know. Ones that I do a lot of jeeping with, ones that I do a lot of my trail guiding with, and riding side-by-sides down in Sand Hollow and in Moab. So, and there were definitely some friends and family that were missed, but it was amazing. And I'm so glad that you and everybody else came along. It was awesome.
When you were telling me about this trail, I was like, oh, it's super. It's like a 3 or a 4, and then right when Ivan does his talk at the beginning, he's like, "Yeah, it's a Jeep Badge of Honor. It's rated a 7." I'm like, wait,
oh, that's right. I thought it was. I thought it was a 3 and a 4.
I was like, what is Bruce getting me into? He did that on purpose.
No.